And still ahead, dry January is over, but before you head to happy hour, a doctor will join us to help you and me make healthier decisions moving forward. Stay with us. You're watching Scripps News Live. It is February 1st, which means dry January is over. And if you took part and went alcohol-free for the entire month of January, which for the record has 31 days, then congratulations. Or maybe I should say cheers, because you might be sipping on a little something right now to celebrate. But all jokes aside, the Dry January Challenge has become super popular, and for good reason. For some, taking part is simply a reset. Then you go back to enjoying wine and margaritas. And for others, dry January ends up being the gateway to quitting drinking altogether. Now, if either one of those is you, or maybe like me, you're somewhere in the middle of martinis and mocktails, there are some important things to consider. Dr. Fahmi Farah is here to help us navigate it all. Thanks so much for joining us, and welcome back to Scripps News. There are a lot of conflicting ideas out there about alcohol. One day you hear it's bad for you entirely, the next you hear it's fine in moderation, then you hear a daily glass of red wine is healthy. So what is the truth?
The truth of the matter is that alcohol is not good for you. We've had a ton of studies done, and the latest shows that no amount of alcohol is good for you. Yeah.
So are there drinks that are healthier than others? I mean, I often hear people saying go for red wine, or perhaps go for like a clear liquor like vodka or hard seltzer.
I can't really say that one is better than the other, as we know for the heart, like no amount of alcohol is good. But that being said, I would think that red wine, which has less alcohol content, would be better than hard alcohol like vodka, for example.
So what are the impacts alcohol has? It's such a part of adult American culture. And you're saying that we shouldn't drink it at all for our health. So what are the impacts to our health when we drink alcohol?
Alcohol has a pretty profound impact on our heart health. So it actually weakens the heart muscle, and it can trigger congestive heart failure. And it doesn't have to be like, a lot of people think that binge drinking, which is of course bad for you, but it doesn't have to be a ton of alcohol. It could be just very little alcohol intake that can trigger that, especially those who have predisposition with genetics. So for that reason, we advise and encourage everybody to stay away from alcohol.
So what about mocktails? Mocktails are becoming more and more popular. Companies catering to consumers with alcohol-like drinks that just don't contain any alcohol. Now, some of the ingredients are said to relieve anxiety or induce relaxation. Many are not regulated by the FDA. Should people be worried about that if they drink those as a substitute for alcohol?
I think a mocktail is a better substitute to alcohol any day. That being said, I will say that, moderation is key here, because in mocktails, like, the thing we have to worry about is the sugar. Those are pretty sugary drinks for the most part. But if we have to choose one, I would say mocktail is the way to go over the alcoholic beverage.
So for someone just finishing up their dry January and they're ready tonight to go and toast and celebrate and have a drink, what would you say to them?
I would say go for that zero proof drink. And that being said, February is the heart month, so I feel like we should continue that dry January into dry February and celebrate.
And really, I guess the whole point of this is to really change our relationship that we have with alcohol so we all can become healthier people.
Absolutely. And just to add on to it, alcohol is not just bad for the heart, it's bad for the overall health. Liver, for example, it has a very toxic impact on the liver. And of course, all the social aspect of it, it can increase your anxiety. It's just not good for you. So an alternative that's healthier is way better. And that's what I would promote.
All right, Dr. Fahmi Farah, thanks so much for that.